soon as you go out the door, ready.
Amen.
Ready for you, what you got. Because I'm ready. Because I done been told. I done been convinced. I done been persuaded about who God is. I've been reminded that I got a God that can't fail.
Amen.
I've been reminded, good God, that he's God when the lightning flashes. I've been reminded that he's God when the thunder rolls. I've been reminded that he's God way up in heaven and that he's God down in my soul. I done been reminded. I done been reminded that he's the great physician, sickness or whatever. I done been reminded that he's Jehovah Jireh, poverty or whatever. I done been reminded that he's Jehovah Shalom. Peace is what he is. I've been reminded that he's ever faithful. Ooh, I've been reminded he's got everlasting love. What? I've been reminded that God is well able. What? I've been reminded that God is not a man that he should lie. What? I've been reminded that he's a yoke destroyer. Huh? I've been reminded that he's a heart fixer. What? I've been reminded he's a mind. I've been reminded. And because I've been defeated, because I've been reminded, when I leave out of here, I wish a Joe because I've been reminded that he loves me. Huh? I've been reminded that he'll never leave nor forsake me. Huh?
Right.
I've been reminded that he's the God of a second chance.
Thank you, Lord.
I've been reminded of his forgiveness. Where can I lose, y'all? Where can I lose when I've been reminded? Where can I lose when I've been reminded? How can I lose when I done been reminded? It would have been different if you caught me in the mix, but you messed around and let me get in the house. And when I get in the house, because I bring peace to my house, because the Spirit of God rests in my house, when I come in my house, he reminds me of everything the world tried to make me forget. Good God. He reminds me of everything they tried to tell me could not be. He reminds me of everything that you tried to trap me up in. He reminds me that he's a God that has untangling favor. He reminds me that I'm the apple of his eye. He reminds me that he's the everlasting Father. He reminds me that he's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. He reminds me that he's the captain of the ship. He reminds me that he's the head corner. Yeah, he reminds me of those things. And so everything you tried to tell me that God could not be, he done reminded me of those things. So let's go. Let's keep moving.
Let's go.
I've been reminded. But you can't be reminded if you don't come in with a right heart.
Amen.
Huh? You can't be reminded. So you won't even allow God to penetrate you when you don't have a right heart. Talk about it, Pastor Lee. Yeah, Pastor Lee can talk about sitting up in service and not having a right heart. Oh, she knows, because she sat over there in Destiny Church on a Sunday with a wrong heart. She had been wounded that Sunday morning before day. She had been wounded. Yeah, she had done caught her husband in the midst of an affair. So she had been wounded. She was hurting. You hear me? She was hurting. But she still mustered up the strength to go to the house in an effort to try to get there for some help.
Right.
But because she was standing so strong in the pain she felt, she allowed the pain to supersede the voice of God. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, God won't break your will if you don't want him to. If you want to stay in that place, then God will leave you in that place. It's not that he wants to now, but he's not going to come against our will. I go in the house instead of me being like I normally was, because see, used to when I went in the house, I brought peace to the house. See, used to on Saturdays, I set my face like a flint before the Lord and start praying for the Sunday service every Saturday. I would give myself to God to pray for church, for service over at Destiny. Father, use Pastor Jay in a mighty way. Father, let the worship come forth so great, God. Father, allow the musicians to be able to play and to move in the atmosphere. Allow the minstrels to come forth. Send the angels in the house, God. Let them be encamped in there because we need a word from you. Let your glory be released in there, God, because we need to hear from you. Allow people's hearts to be healed, Lord, because they need to be mended, Father. Oh, this was me on a Saturday before I would get ready to go in there. But that particular Sunday, I had been hurt and wanted to hide in the hurt. I was angry and wanted to stay in the anger. Didn't know how to get out of the anger, so I wouldn't let God in. Pastor Jay was preaching. People were hollering and shouting like always. Spirit of God was moving like always. It's probably moving over there today. It was moving like always. But there was Delphine sitting in there locked up. She couldn't even intervene with the service that was going on. She was locked up, baby. She was locked up in the pain that she felt. She wouldn't even let God be a redeemer. She wouldn't even let God be a healer. She wouldn't even let God touch her because she was locked up in the pain. She felt isolated. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what I'm dealing with. When all the time, if she would have just let God in, if she would have just embraced the atmosphere, then God would have been able to touch her. But because she was so hurt and she didn't want to move, she didn't want to hear it, she had gotten used to what she felt. She was literally using it as a crutch, as to say, no, I'm angry about this, what happened. How could this happen to me as a Christian? How could this be like this? This joker playing with me. He think I'm something weak. He done embarrassed me. He done hurt me. I ain't gonna let this go like this. I'm wrestling the whole time the man preaching. I'm struggling the whole time that he preaching. He talking, but he sound like Charlie Brown. Wah, wah, wah. Because all I could hear was the pain of what I felt. And baby, because I didn't deal with it, Rhoda, because I didn't let God touch me, because I didn't let the house be what the house was supposed to be. I didn't let the house bring me healing like the house was set to bring me healing. I left from there still with them voices. I left from there still full of anger. I left from there still full of pain, girl. And then later on that evening, I scalded Quincy with some hot water with Clorox and ammonia in it because I did it on a Sunday evening because I didn't let the house be what the house was supposed to be to me. If y'all come in here right, this is supposed to be your safe place. This is supposed to be your healing place. This is supposed to be your safe haven. But if you want to stay hard, then what's going to happen is it's going to cost you something, I guarantee you, because it cost me. It cost me. It cost me. Annie Cunningham was sitting on the porch with baby when I did it. It took Annie a long time to open her heart back up to me. Annie didn't want to believe in me as a woman of God because of what she saw me do. It will make you do something stupid. You hear me? When you sit there and keep your heart callous, when you sit there and won't move and let God heal, you going to eventually do something stupid. You going to run somebody away. You can bet your bottom dollar if you don't quit. That's what I did. I did that. They said I did that, and I did it as a Christian. Because I didn't let the house. I didn't let the house help me. I didn't let the house help me. I wanted to wallow in the pain. And I let the pain of what I felt, it overtook me. And it like to put me in prison. It got up me in prison. If he had our press charges, I could have went to prison. Could have. The man refused to tell the people what had happened. Refused. But I could have. And this was all after I had done went and sat in the house. Now, I said, I done told y'all stop playing with me. I've been through some stuff, y'all. I be telling y'all the truth. I don't lie to y'all. I tell y'all the truth. I did that after service. Because I didn't let the house heal me from the pain I was feeling. I didn't let the house. It's how I do this. Our job here, y'all, to protect this house. Because this is your house. This is your house. You are supposed to protect your house. If you want your house to be able to be a place of peace for you, then it's your responsibility to do what? Keep the peace. If you don't want your house to be lacking, and for all the needs and stuff to be met in your house, whose responsibility is it? It's your responsibility to make sure that your house is adequate. If you want your house to have love in it, bring some love to it.
Right.
You want your house to have healing in it, then bring some healing to it. You want your house to have faith, bring faith to it. You want your house to have understanding, bring understanding to it. You want it to have wisdom, bring some wisdom to it. You want it to have hell, bring some hell. Bring some hell. And then wonder why you leave not changed. Wonder why you leave not changed. You can't tell nobody I didn't bring you what you were supposed to have. You can't say she ain't bring the word. You can't say she didn't reach out. Because she reaching. She reaching. She's still reaching. She done been disrespected. She done been dishonored. She done dealt with stubbornness. She's even dealt with some rejection. She's dealt with all of that, but she's still reaching and asking the Lord to have mercy and to give her house some time. In spite of what's been done to her. And you surely can't say, well, she getting back what she gave. You a nasty lie. She ain't disrespected none of her leaders like this. Not the way I get disrespected and dishonored. She ain't did none of them like that. That's a lie from the pits of hell. She wanted too much of what they had on their life. You can't glean from me and dishonor me now. You can't get what I got now. You can't get the anointing that's on my life and the peace that's on my life, the prosperity and the favor that's on my life and dishonor me. You can't have it like that. You just can't get it. You have to have a genuineness in order to get it. So if you've been around me for a long length of time, and you don't see none of you that looks like me, then you need to question what's going on. Because it's not that I'm not pouring it out to you. Say that loud.
You're not taking it in.
Something's wrong with you. Somewhere you're probably dishonoring me. Somewhere you're probably disrespecting